You ever just get tired of functioning controls? Oh, omnidirectional controls, 8-way rolling, blah blah blah. I want to have a harder time getting where I need to go. I want to take unnecessary damage because I couldn't strafe an attack. I want tank controls. Setting them up was fairly easy. All you need to do is go into your Steam bindings and make it so you can't move horizontally with the left stick. And there you go, tank controls. Something to get out of the way, this challenge run is pretty invisible to you guys, since it just looks like I'm running. I promise, it was actually pretty difficult though. I encourage you to try it for yourself. Now, we come to our first boss. I take a page out of Petra's Percent and take out the Asylum Demon quick with black fire bombs. We don't even really have to try. This strategy is so broken. We grab our first weapon, and our first big group of enemies is up. We opt for parrying to avoid the need for dodging, because we can only dodge in or away. We keep doing this for the majority of Undead Bird, and we fight the Undead Merchant for my favorite weapon. All things considered, this fight is extremely easy. Even with tank controls and a bandit's knife, we fail 2 parries, but still win anyway, and get a shit ton of items. If you're a fan of the content, consider sharing the video or subscribing. They're a huge help to the channel, and they show your support. Also, I have a Discord. Feel free to join and interact with the community. We can't use it yet though, so we two-hand after any parries. And just for style, we fuck up this Black Knight. Just because we can. And we get the sword. Next, we go to the Taurus Demon. Easy early game boss, as usual. 1 Drake to run past, and a second Black Knight, before we make it to our blacksmith. We get a +3 Uchi, and clear out the cathedral. And honestly, this went surprisingly well. And it allows us to free Lordran and take on the Bell Gargoyles. Damage is good. Hard to dodge them while only looking straight though. One combo does a majority of their health, and it ends up being an easy fight. With one going down, and the second following very soon. And there's one bell rung, no issue. We grab our 3 gifts from Lordran and open the gates to hell. And I guess hell isn't that bad? The Capper Demon, though, also isn't bad. We've learned how to only trigger 1 dog at the start, having the annoyingness of this fight to me. And the fight turns in our favor with the stagger. To the depths we go. Annoying torch hollows, large ember, big ass rat, the normal depths gameplay. We get the bonfire shortcut and go to the gaping dragon. You know, damage isn't too bad with magic weapon, considering that this boss has more health than Gwyn. And this boss is really boring, so I'll spare you the pain. Some Blighttown parries, and we have to climb back out because we forgot the repair box and have no repair powder. We rush to the bottom anyway, and go up the other way, grabbing a Firekeeper soul. Back out, we strategically skip the journey back by homeward boning. Onto the witch. I wouldn't rather have any other boss trap me in between stupid broken hitboxes. Amazing design. I love the massive health pool along with one-shots. Amazing. And that spell too. Sen's Funhouse is rather boring. Tank controls seem to take the entire challenge out of this area. We pacify the Firebomb Giant, and we fight the easiest boss in this game. And we can just, okay, maybe next time. Wow, amazing hitbox. Yeah, how do you like it? Another gargoyle gives me a chance for my 3rd favorite headgear. And we get it, continuing to walk straight across the rafters. Which aren't a challenge, damn it. Great magic weapon, precarious parries. Another boss to fight. The delayed charge mechanics won't work on me, Ornstein. In fact, I'm gonna destroy you. And your friend too. And you. And you. And you. Alright, DLC prep. Gotta cut off all the heads of the Hydra. It's boring, but we get there. You too, Dusk. Next is yet another easy boss, the Moonlight Butterfly. And we definitely could have one-cycled her, but we're too cautious, and waited out for the 2-cycle. We take out Sif while we're here, and wow, I'm not having any trouble so far. We continue to go through the motions, and fight the 4 kings, who can take a large beating for a long but easy fight. Hi Seath, not gonna curse me this time. Another area that's fast to run through. Maybe I should speedrun. Immortality Crystal out, and we stick ourselves in this corner to avoid all damage for an easy kill. We're back here. Good thing I know how to avoid fall damage, or most of it. The optimal strat on the Ceaseless Discharge is grave robbing. There's 2 more minute-long fights, along with some really annoying dragon butts. Before Beta Chaos first try. I wish I could slide down the slide instead of being stuck to going forward though. Alright, nothing to see here. Move it along to Pinwheel. Keep it moving, people. We only got the Mask of the Mother. Okay, don't move it off the edge of the map. Oh, damn it. I vamos. Oh, hi, Patches. Can I have those twin humanities? I'm taking a beating for it, dude. Hurry up. Ow. You know what? Take that. Let's go back to the Undead Asylum. This Black Knight gets destroyed. And we're out. Oh shit. Too bad the fight is easy. Oh hey Patches. You sell the child mask? Next is the Painted World. And after a dragon skip, we move to Priscilla, who can't last being invisible, and therefore is easy. Heading back down Sens, we almost die to Greed, but barely make it anyway. You ready? I'm not. I'm really bad at the DLC. We still manage to barely stay alive though, until the end. Next attempt though, goes much better. We grab an easy shortcut, and make it to Artorias. We don't do much to him, but it can't be a problem, can it? It is a big problem. Again, I'm really horrible at this DLC, so I just have to get good. We keep it to a couple hits per attack, and take it slow. After 5 minutes, we're close, and finish it out. Through the township, a rather easy area, to the Chasm of the Abyss. We free Sif, and destroy Manus first try. Seventh try. We put our souls into the Lord Vessel, and parry Gwyn to death, for our first try kill to end the run. In Dark Souls 2, we start by deciding a good name for our character, and after that, we turn them into a goblin and start Deprived, to make this run that much harder. We actually take on the tutorial this time, punching quite a few baddies to death before obtaining our first weapon. Damage is fine, but crit damage way outpaces it, as one expects. We barely make it to Majula, where we grab our flask and have a fair fight with the Dragon Rider. Then, we go through the horrible pain of this ogre, who is not worth 1,000. We get a usable weapon that we don't use, and get robbed for a key we won't even use. There goes that 1,000. Here's our first boss. Damage is disappointingly low, but frankly, this boss is a joke. And we win first try. With the Soldier's Key, we can battle the Pursuer, who will not get hit with this ballista. We tried many times, until it finally lined up after a bit. The rest of the fight is easy after that, and we can move on. Important things in these chests, and now we have to battle the Pursuer legit. Did I say this fight was easy? I lied. It's not impossible though, and we make it there. Next, we commit a felony in order to gain access to Macduff. We light this torch, and reload the area to get access to our main weapon. We upgrade it, and take on the Ruin Sentinels. Our damage is amazing, and we take out 2 on this top ledge before accidentally falling off, and finishing the fight down here. There's a third Pursuer right after the fight, and we actually go out of our way for these fights, because we need the Twinkling Titanite. Really annoying gargoyle clones go down after an annoying fight, and we fight another Pursuer before Sinner's Rise. We light a couple oil fires, and fight our first great one. The Lost Sinner is really quick, and doesn't usually let up on the attacks. This means we'll be taking a lot of damage, but not necessarily able to dish much damage out. When we are able to dish out damage though, one hit does a good amount, and it's enough for us to get pretty far into the fight. By this point, we're getting the hang of the speed of this boss, and we start to become the damage dealer. We get one final hit in for the end of this boss. Next, we need to speed through No Man's Wharf for a quick Flexile Sentry kill, who is no issue. We get scammed. It's pretty easy to run through the enemies and the cops, but actions have consequences. Patience is a virtue though, and we're able to make it in for another easy fight. Another boss is right beyond the cops, and let's just say they make good footage. We meet Cloanne, who will soon move to Majula. We almost died to a desert sorceress on the way to the joke boss, but that's about all that's interesting here. We annihilate my arch nemesis, get my main armor, and battle an old friend. No, not you. The Pursuer. More Ring of Blades? Oh, you just put it over here. Okay. Hey, it says Goldable on the ceiling. We try to turn down the thermostat, but Satan isn't very happy. It's okay though. It's his bedtime. We spend our time in the shaded woods trying to figure out the jump attack, and then we discover that these trees talk? Hi Najka. Bye Najka. Hi horribly designed boss. Bye horribly designed boss. More Twinkling Titanite, more upgrades, and more bosses. It comes with the territory. The easiest boss yet is up. And right after, there's another easy pot. Come on, 2 health? And that's the last primal bond. Ah! Who are you? Oh my god, shut up, dude. We head back to the Shaded Woods and go to sleep and forget to stop the recording. We open up Dranglaic Castle and we actually get to fight a Dragon Rider instead of leading it off the edge. Wait, never mind. This is boring. Get me out. Well, there's a mimic to kill here, and we do great damage. Hello? There's some Twinkling Titanite before the Looking Glass Knight, who is easy if you don't hit his shield. Someone else does, and actually breaks it. He didn't help as much as he thought he would, though. We sneak through the Shrine of Amana. Damage is good still. And we gather some Twinkling drops along the way, and we're close to a +5. And we prove how far we've come by killing this ogre, who goes down quickly. I love the Demon of Song, and he loves me too. It's okay. We murder him in cold blood. And we make it to our next bonfire. Shit. Move. Move. Move! Damn it! We get a shortcut and fight one of the best bosses in Soul's history. Nothing special here. Just a really fun fight between two dudes in armor. Well, one in a jester outfit, and one who's using a giant bell as his weapon. Whatever. It's a cool fight, okay? We grab the King's Ring, which gives us 3 Twinkling Titanite from Cloan. You know what? Fuck Azlatil, and fuck this easy-ass boss. Ah, this bonfire is a nice refuge before the gauntlet that is... Stop! Well, I'm not excited for this boring fight. And I'm very not excited during the fight too. This fight shouldn't even exist. We gather the giant souls and kill the last giant too. Alright, one more boss before the DLC. Can't be too bad. Whoa, he can jump? Damage is good, and although we take a lot of damage, this fight is straightforward. Ilium Lois is first on the DLC list, and the enemies are nothing to worry about, even when they're trying to worry about you. And we grab the Eye of the Priestess, letting us fight our first boss. And while the statues cower in fear, we kill Ava, even if I am really bad at this fight. And with the city unfrozen, we free the 3 Lois Knights, and get ready for a fight with the Burnt Ivory King. While we prepare, you might have noticed that I haven't mentioned Ludden Zalin, and that's because I'm allowing myself 1 boss skip per game. Dark Souls 1 was Calamite, and Dark Souls 2 is this DLC's Bad Boss. Now, we skirmish around for a little, weaving in and out of whatever double or triple teams we may have to go through, until the king himself shows up. This boss has always been a hard one, a fast one, and with the help of our friend, we lay on the assault. Eventually, our friend goes down, but by the time that happens, we've already won. Alright, Broom Tower. The main component of this DLC to me is the group fights. Throw some enemies in a room, and you have solid content for a paid DLC, and that's not sarcasm. I enjoy these fights. Dark Souls 2 really likes its strafes though, so it leads to fights like these becoming a bit more hit and run, and a bit more awkward. We run through the motions, and make it to our first DLC boss, the Blue Smelter Demon. Wait, this fight is easy. Now to our second DLC boss, the Fume Knight. Damage is never lacking, and this fight is really engaging. Sadly, it only lasts a couple minutes before he goes down, and I'll give you guys the whole fight. The last part of this DLC, Sir Alan, is also great, if not very, very fast. Opportunities to heal are pretty non-existent, leading us to take as little damage as possible. And we come out victorious. What? I've never seen that ragdoll before. One more DLC to go, and we saved the most mid one for last. We reluctantly pull out our bow and use it when necessary. We skip around, grabbing what we need, until we make it to the gank trio. 3.4 thousand damage? Huh? We get ganked once, before playing it boring and killing them. All we have left are bosses now, and this first one is a great one. We can hammer attacks down on Alana, and she can hammer attacks down on us. Too bad, she's a little squishy. We Brightbug our next boss, as he's a tough one, as cool as he can be. This small-scale Medea predecessor forces us to run around a lot, but we end up spinning him around, in an odd first try victory ending. Oh my god, we forgot the old Dragon Slayer, who honestly doesn't even deserve a mention at this point. This is Twin Dragon Rider levels of health. Alright, this is really it now. It's time to take the throne for ourselves. We put one into phase 2, and within about 10 seconds or so, one goes down. And the other is quick to follow. We put on Hollow Skin for Nishandra, and rush her down, for an easy penultimate boss. And really, the last boss is just a cutscene. So that's the end of the Dark Souls 2 run, and I do not want to hear any comments about Ledinzolan. I'd rather die. We come into Dark Souls 3 prepared. We want a Sorcery build now. Starting Sorcerer isn't going to be easy until we get some good scrolls. Despite the known slow start, Heavy Soul Arrow does good damage to Eudex, and tank controls play a small role in success, as we can just continually move backwards, and maybe parry if we feel like it. We miss a Soul Arrow here, throw a Firebomb there, and take out Eudex first try. Okay bro, now you deserve it. Alright, let's go get the Swordmaster. We set up for the same ledge cheese as always, but it's hard with tank controls. Alright, come at me. I guess that works. We decide we need to hit the tree jump for the sake of it. It's really hard to turn the camera fast enough to pivot to the right angle, and we have a few good looking attempts after turning up our camera's rotate speed. We end up giving up anyway. The high wall is a beginner area, and as such, it lets starter classes play their easy way, and so we stay back and Soul Arrow enemies. Ring around the hollow, pocket full of Estus, arrow, arrow. One more Hollow Thief, and we have Bonfire too. We continue to take out enemies from a range, making this area pretty easy. About 100 Soul Arrows later, and we kill this Lothric Knight, although keeping our space comes with a little difficulty. Next, we get the Estus Shard here, and grab our main weapon, the Rapier. Next is a quick Vort fight, and it's quick because he keeps RP walking at me while I just repeatedly shoot him. Of course, that leads to this fight being an easy first try. Even in the quicker phase, whatever, we'll get him this time. Just one more, almost. Alright, first try. Quick banner from Emma, blue Lothric Knight kill. We don't need the gem, I just felt like it. Some quick snipes of these dogs, although they're hardly snipes. Thanks to that, we're able to go hollow from Yol. We get the Mortician's Ashes, ironic, and our first Undead Bone Shard, which is more useful than I'm used to it being, due to being a sorcerer. Speaking of sorcerers, they do not do well against the Greatwood. Being stuck casting is never fun. We don't give up, and find opportunities for damage with steady chant. It's nice when the Greatwood kills enemies for us, but thankfully, Phase 2 has no enemies but the boss. The mini weak spots go down with one heavy soul arrow, so it's not hard to rush this boss down in Phase 2, as long as you hit your spells. And, once all the weak spots are down, we use some pine resin, and take on the Greatwood directly. Although it's kinda hard to maneuver around with these controls. It doesn't take too much attack spam before we win despite that. Sorcery has truly masterful gameplay, and we use it on the bridge here, and on the Outrider Knight too. Wow, maybe I should have chosen a more interesting build. We take the Chloranthy ring, while we still have ring spots, grab an Estus shard, and get ready for a major build upgrade. Oh wait, we forgot the Heretic Staff, and Orbek. We get the Sage's Scroll, Sage's Coal, as well as the Crown of Dusk here, increasing our magic output. We plot to infuse our rapier with crystal, due to the scaling it attained. We check on Orbek, and realize he doesn't have anything new worth using. We grab our crystal gem, and make it to the Crystal Sage. How's the magic boss gonna do against magic? Not too bad actually. More great heavy soul arrows, and a few clones come in for good measure. But as the saying goes, measure twice, and die from an off-screen projectile you couldn't see because you can only look where you're moving with these stupid controls. Cut once. We infuse our rapier, and now have good intelligence scaling on all our weapons. We absolutely annihilate this guy to get the Paladin's Ashes. I'm talking destroyed, and I am not stalling for time to let the clip play out. Why would I do that? I could just cut. Same with this guy. And sneak by the teleporting dogs. Some odd parkour, a giant kill, and we're to the shortcut. And we're to the deacons. Our sorcery is lacking against them, to say the least. Great Heavy Soul Arrow doesn't even kill a deacon, and with this fight's heavy focus on circling around the deacons, the challenge part of this run is starting to show itself. We get enough health damage to put the boss into Phase 2 after about 3 or 4 minutes, and we need to take out the Archdeacons to prevent any heals, with how long this fight is going to take. We get both down in a matter of time, and start the slow process of the rest of the fight. We backstab any deacons putting up Curse, and slowly hit the main deacon to win. And now, we can move on to our first Lord of Cinder. To be honest, I'm better at melee than sorcery, so we play out some of this fight with melee. It's hard to avoid the Watchers while only being able to move 100% backwards, but we do it well enough. And we take out the clones a couple times before Phase 2. We parry for some reason? Unusually bold for a run like this. All it takes is a couple soul arrows and a stab to win, not to mention the time investment. We take the normal shortcut through the catacombs, nice, and say hi Lord Wolnir, bye Lord Wolnir, to hi Lord Wolnir. We fight with this skeleton to kill this demon in a stunlock, and grab the goodies in the smoldering lake, which has a lot of stuff for some lore reason, I assume. We can now get our Crystal Rapier to +6. And we now want to fight the old Demon King, who really has trouble closing the gap. And so, we keep the assault on, and very quickly take him down, only taking like 30 seconds. Wow, I guess he's old for a reason. Can't fight for shit. We come up to a small issue in Irithyll. We can't really find the timings for our soul arrows, and it costs us quite a few lives. To be honest, not all of them are due to sorcery though. Here's an important part of the run, the dungeon. There's another dragon ring, and Logan's Scroll, as well as the Court Sorcerer's Staff, which is the best in the game past a certain level. We pump the staff full of upgrades, and give our new scroll to Orbeck. Why are we leaving? Hi Yorm. I guess this is fine. Since we're using the Storm Ruler anyway, we take him out the same regardless. Okay, grab the magic clutch ring, then nope, we're doing Pontiff. Idiot, idiot, idiot. At least the damage is good. We mix and match sorcery and parrying to quickly take down Pontiff. And I meant quick. We grab the Eastern's Ashes and repeatedly die to the Silver Knight while we still haven't given Logan's Scroll to Orbeck. I remember thinking at this point in the run something like, wow, this part is really hard. I can't wait till I get something better. I'm so angry that I was just stupid. We even kill Aldrich before giving out Logan's Scroll. Then, finally, we give the scroll to Orbeck and attain Soul Spear. Soul Spear casts fast, and also absolutely destroys Dancer. And we take out Dancer fast. Another Estus Shard, another boss. And hey, that damage isn't too bad. He also just lets us spam for a while, and the fight ends up being incredibly easy. We pick up an emote for later, and have a repeat of the beginning of the game to complete the Untended Graves. We pick up an emote for later. Okay, I just said that. It doesn't work, man. No, don't play it again to spite me. Archdragon Peak is easy enough. We take out all the enemies on the way to the Ancient Wyvern, and this is the first time I've ever done this. It doesn't really do anything for me though. I think I'll just keep running past everyone. Dragon Chaser's Ashes, +9 weapon. Oh, 2 actually. Anyway, I think this is the norm by now. We pull the lever that we were told not to pull. And find out why we shouldn't have messed with the boss. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Never mind. That was easy. We grab one Titanite slab for later, and before the second one, we fight one of my favorite bosses. This boss is somewhat less engaging with sorcery, but still fun nonetheless. And we win first try. Now, the Grand Archives are important for any sorcerer, due to the Crystal Scroll, which we get after a small amount of trouble. We also grab our last Estus Shard for Max Estus, as well as our second Titanite slab. And now, with Crystal Soul Spear, we have our prime build built. And we're ready for the Twin Princes. Needless to say, endgame sorcery does a lot of damage. Casting it is the issue though. We get some out when the time is right, and it does a lot of damage. Phase 2 comes, and it's not too much of a step up. It never is, because this fight is just an endurance test. Dodging projectiles was the only challenge. We had to pivot our camera in time to them. Lorien going down doesn't give us as much damage on Lothric as I would have hoped, but damage is damage, and damage kills bosses. Into the DLC now. Ooh. Oh no, I hate this boss. Wait, good damage. We win? We pull a lever, and take on a Frida. Good damage puts us into phase 2, and Ariandel is too slow to do anything but take damage. And we win no issue, taking out Frida. Oh right, that's a hard one to dodge. Alright, we got it this time. She's so close to death. Damn! Okay, this is it. It, in fact, was it. Are you ready? Were you? Were you ready? With nothing else to do, we link the flame.